The next word is cope. Cope means to deal with a difficult situation successfully. She had to cope with a lot of stress at work. This means she managed to handle the pressure at her job. He found it hard to cope after losing his job. This means he struggled to deal with the situation. It wasn't easy for him. I don't know how they cope with so much noise in the city. This means I can't imagine how they manage to live with all that noise. The next word is copper. Copper is a reddish-brown metal used for electrical wiring, coins, and pipes. The statue is made of pure copper. This means the statue is completely made from that reddish-brown metal. Copper wires are commonly used in electrical installations. This means many electrical systems use wires made of copper because it's a good conductor. He collects old copper coins from different countries. This means he gathers coins made of copper as a hobby. The next word is corporation. Corporation means a large company or group of companies. He works for a multinational corporation. This means he is employed by a big company that operates in many countries, you see. The corporation announced a new investment plan. This means the large company shared its new plan to spend money on something, like a new project. Many corporations are focusing on sustainability now. This means big companies are paying more attention to being environmentally friendly. The next word is correspond. Correspond means to match or to communicate by writing. His story doesn't correspond with the facts. This means what he said doesn't match the actual facts. I correspond with my old teacher through email. This means I write emails to my former teacher to keep in touch. The colors in the picture correspond to different emotions. This means each color in the picture represents a different feeling. The next word is corridor. Corridor means a long passage in a building that connects rooms. The hotel room is at the end of the corridor. This means you have to walk to the end of the hallway to reach the room. Students waited in the corridor before the exam. This means they stood in the hallway outside the classroom, probably feeling nervous. The corridor was decorated with beautiful paintings. This means there were nice artworks hanging along the walls of the passage. The next word is costume. Costume means a special set of clothes for a performance, festival, or disguise. She wore a princess costume to the party. This means she dressed like a princess for the event, like in a fairy tale. The actors changed into their costumes before the play. This means they put on special outfits before going on stage to match their roles. He bought a pirate costume for Halloween. This means he got an outfit that makes him look like a pirate for the holiday. The next phrase is could have. Could have means that something was possible in the past but didn't happen. You could have called me earlier. This means you had the chance to call me before, but you didn't. She could have won the race if she had trained harder. This means she had the ability to win, but she didn't because she didn't train enough. Kind of unfortunate. I could have helped if you had asked me. This means I was able to help, but I didn't because you didn't ask. The next phrase is couldn't have. Couldn't have means something was impossible in the past. He couldn't have known about the surprise. This means it was impossible for him to know about it, you see. I couldn't have done it without your help. This means it would have been impossible for me to do it alone. I really needed your help. They couldn't have arrived yet. It's too early. This means it's impossible that they are here already because not enough time has passed. The next word is council. Council means a group of people who make decisions for a community or organization. The city council approved the new park project. This means the local government group agreed to build the new park. She was elected to the student council. This means she became a member of the group that represents students in her school. The council meets every Monday to discuss city issues. This means the decision-making group gathers weekly to talk about local problems. The next phrase is count on somebody. Count on somebody means to rely on someone. You can count on me to help. This means you can trust me to assist you. I won't let you down. I always count on my best friend for advice. This means I trust my friend to give me good advice whenever I need it. Can I count on you to finish the project? This means I want to know if I can trust you to complete the work. The next phrase is count on something. Count on something means to expect something to happen. You can count on good weather in this season. This means you can expect the weather to be nice, because it usually is. We're counting on a big crowd at the event. This means we are expecting a lot of people to come to the event. It should be exciting. Don't count on him being on time. This means you shouldn't expect him to be punctual because, well, he probably won't be. The next word is counter. Counter has multiple meanings, including a surface for work or sales and acting against something. She put her bag on the kitchen counter. This means she placed her bag on the flat surface in the kitchen, like a table. The store has a checkout counter near the entrance. This means there's a place in the store where people pay for their items. The government took action to counter inflation. This means they tried to fight against rising prices, to keep the economy stable. The next word is county. County means a political or administrative region within a country. She lives in the largest county in the state. This means her home is in the biggest regional area of that state. The county fair takes place every summer. This means there's a local event held in that region each year with games and food. County officials will discuss the new road plans. This means local government leaders will talk about building new roads. The next word is courage. Courage means bravery in a difficult situation. She showed great courage during the emergency. This means she remained brave even though the situation was dangerous, It takes courage to speak in front of a large audience. This means being confident enough to talk to many people isn't easy. It can be scary. He found the courage to tell the truth. This means he was brave enough to be honest, even though it might have been hard. The next word is courtesy. Courtesy means polite behavior or a kind action. She thanked him for his courtesy. This means she appreciated his politeness, for being respectful. As a courtesy, the hotel offers free coffee in the lobby. This means the hotel provides free coffee as a kind gesture to make guests feel welcome. He didn't even have the courtesy to apologize. This means he was rude because he didn't bother to say sorry. The next word is coward. Coward means a person who lacks courage. He was called a coward for not standing up to the bully. This means people thought he was afraid to defend himself or others. Only a coward runs away from a challenge. This means someone who is afraid avoids difficult situations, instead of facing them. She didn't want to be a coward, so she spoke up. This means she wanted to be brave and say what needed to be said. The next word is cowardly. Cowardly means showing a lack of courage. It was a cowardly decision to leave his friend behind. This means he was not brave because he abandoned his friend. He made a cowardly excuse to avoid the fight. This means he used a weak excuse just to get out of the situation. Running away like that was cowardly. This means escaping instead of facing the problem was not a brave choice. The next word is crab. Crab is a sea creature with a hard shell and claws. We saw a crab walking sideways on the beach. This means we notice this animal moving in its usual way, not forward, but sideways. He ordered crab for dinner. This means he chose to eat this type of seafood. The crab hid under a rock when we got close. This means the animal quickly moved to a safe place because it felt threatened. Crack has multiple meanings, including a line or break in something and a sharp sound. There's a crack in the wall. This means there's a small break or split in the wall. It's not completely broken. I heard a loud crack when the tree branch broke. This means there was a sharp, sudden sound when the branch snapped. She tried to crack the code. This means she was trying to figure out or solve a difficult problem, like a puzzle. The next word is craft. Craft means a skill in making things or a type of work. She enjoys craft projects like painting and knitting. This means she likes making artistic things with her hands. The boat was built by skilled craft workers. This means experienced workers use their hands to make the boat carefully and with skill. Writing is a craft that takes years to master. This means writing is a skill that requires a lot of practice, to get really good at it. The next word is crawl. Crawl means to move slowly, usually on hands and knees, or for something to move at a slow pace. The baby learned to crawl. This means the baby can now move on its hands and knees, before learning to walk. Traffic was crawling during rush hour. This means the cars were moving very slowly because there were too many of them on the road. She crawled under the table to find her earring. This means she moved on her hands and knees to look for her lost jewelry. The next word is creation. Creation means the act of making something new. The artist's latest creation was a beautiful sculpture. This means the artist made a new piece of artwork, something original. The company focuses on job creation. This means the company works to provide new jobs to help people find work. The creation of the internet changed the world. This means when the internet was invented, it had a huge impact on how people live. The next word is creatively. Creatively means in an original or imaginative way. She solved the problem creatively. This means she found a unique or unusual way, to fix the issue. He thinks creatively about new designs. This means he comes up with fresh and innovative ideas instead of ordinary ones. Teachers encourage students to express themselves creatively. This means teachers want students to use their imagination, when writing, drawing, or speaking. The next word is creativity. Creativity means the ability to come up with new ideas or make original things. Her creativity shines in her artwork. This means her ability to think in unique ways is clear in her paintings. The job requires creativity and problem-solving skills. This means you need to think outside the box, to do this work well. He admires her creativity in storytelling. This means he appreciates how she invents interesting and original stories. The next word is crisis. Crisis means a serious or dangerous situation. The country is facing an economic crisis. This means the nation is experiencing major financial problems, like inflation or job losses. The company went through a management crisis. This means there was serious trouble in how the company was being run, probably causing confusion or failures. The doctor was trained to handle medical crises. This means the doctor knows how to respond to urgent health emergencies. The next word is critic. Critic means a person who judges or gives opinions about something. The film critic gave the movie a bad review. This means a professional reviewer, someone who watches and judges movies, didn't like it. He is a strong critic of the government. This means he often speaks against the government, pointing out its mistakes. The food critic praised the restaurant's dishes. This means someone who reviews food gave positive feedback about the meals. The next word is critical. Critical has multiple meanings, including very important, negative, or involving deep thinking. It is critical to arrive on time for the exam. This means it is extremely important, to be punctual. She is always critical of my cooking. This means she often gives negative comments about my food, instead of saying something nice. His report was critical of the company's decisions. This means his report pointed out problems, about how the company was managed. The next word is critically. Critically means in a way that is very important or deeply analyzes something. She was critically injured in the accident. This means her injuries were very serious, possibly life-threatening. The book was critically acclaimed. This means professional reviewers gave it high praise, calling it excellent. Students are encouraged to think critically. This means students should analyze ideas carefully, instead of just memorizing facts. The next word is criticism. Criticism means negative comments or judgments about something. She received a lot of criticism for her decision. This means people gave negative opinions about what she did, saying it was wrong or bad. The book faced harsh criticism from readers. This means many people strongly disapproved of the book, maybe because they didn't like the writing or ideas. Constructive criticism helps people improve. This means giving helpful feedback, not just pointing out mistakes, but also suggesting ways to do better. The next word is criticize. Criticize means to say what is wrong with something or someone. He always criticizes my work. This means he often points out mistakes instead of giving support or encouragement. The manager criticized the team's performance. This means the manager said the team didn't do well, and maybe explained what went wrong. It's easy to criticize, but harder to fix problems. This means complaining is simple, but actually solving issues takes effort. The next word is crocodile. A crocodile is a large reptile that lives in water and has strong jaws. The crocodile waded in the river. This means the big reptile, was hiding in the water, probably hunting for food. Crocodiles are dangerous predators. This means they are fierce hunters, attacking animals for food. He was scared when he saw a crocodile in the wild. This means he felt afraid, because the animal is large and powerful. The next phrase is cross your mind. Cross your mind means to suddenly think of something. The idea never crossed my mind. This means I never thought of it. It didn't even occur to me. It crossed her mind to call him, but she changed her mind. This means she briefly thought about calling, but then decided not to. A strange thought crossed my mind during the meeting. This means I suddenly had an unusual idea, while listening to others. The next word is crossroads. Crossroads means a point where an important decision must be made or where roads meet. He is at a crossroads in his career. This means he has to make a big choice about what to do next in his job. The two highways meet at a crossroads. This means the roads intersect, forming a junction. She faced a crossroads in life after graduation. This means she had to choose her next step, like finding a job or studying more. The next word is crucial. Crucial means very important or necessary. It is crucial to get enough sleep. This means sleep is extremely important for health and energy. This decision is crucial for the company's future. This means the choice will have a big impact, on what happens next. Practice is crucial for success in sports. This means training regularly is necessary to improve performance. The next word is cruelly. Cruelly means in a way that causes pain or suffering. The villain laughed cruelly. This means the bad character in a story, laughed in a mean or evil way. He was treated cruelly by his classmates. This means his classmates were unkind, maybe bullying or hurting him. Animals should not be treated cruelly. This means people should be kind, and not harm animals. The next word is cruelty. Cruelty means behavior that causes pain or suffering to others. Animal cruelty is a serious issue. This means harming animals is a big problem that people need to stop. She was shocked by the cruelty in the movie. This means the film showed, very harsh or violent scenes. He couldn't believe the cruelty of the soldiers. This means the soldiers acted in a way that was very harsh or inhumane. The next word is culturally. Culturally means in a way that relates to culture. The country is culturally diverse. This means it has many different traditions from various groups of people. Music is culturally important. This means music plays a big role, in shaping traditions and identity. She found the city culturally interesting. This means she liked how the city had different customs, arts, and traditions. The next word is cure. Cure means to make someone healthy again or to fix a problem. Doctors are working to find a cure for cancer. This means scientists are trying to discover a way to completely heal people. The medicine cured his illness. This means the drug helped him recover, and he became healthy again. Laughter can cure stress. This means laughing can help reduce tension and make you feel better. The next word is curiosity. Curiosity means a strong desire to learn or know about something. Children have a natural curiosity about the world. This means kids, always want to explore and learn new things. His curiosity led him to study science. This means he was interested, and that's why he chose to focus on science. She opened the old book out of curiosity. This means she wasn't sure what was inside, but she wanted to find out. The next word is current. Current can mean happening now or a flow of water or electricity. The current situation is difficult. This means right now, things are not easy. Swimmers must be careful of strong ocean currents. This means the movement of water, can be dangerous. The machine runs on an electrical current. This means electricity flows to power the device. The next word is currently. Currently means at this moment or now. She is currently studying abroad. This means right now. She is in another country for school. The store is currently closed. This means at the moment, customers cannot enter. I am currently learning a new language. This means right now, I'm in the process of studying it. The next word is cursor. Cursor means the small moving symbol on a computer screen that shows where you can type or click. Move the cursor to the right. This means shift the small pointer in that direction on the screen. The cursor disappeared from the screen. This means the little blinking line, was no longer visible. Click where the cursor is to type your password. This means place your text in the spot where the symbol is blinking. The next word is curve. A curve is a smooth bending line or shape. The road curves to the left. This means the road bends in that direction. She drew a perfect curve on the paper. This means she made a smooth, rounded line. The river follows a natural curve. This means the water flows in a bending path. The next phrase is cut across something. This means to take a shorter route through an area instead of going the long way. We can cut across the park to get there faster. This means if we go through the park, we'll save time. He cut across the field to reach the bus stop. This means he walked, straight through instead of going around. The new road will cut across the forest. This means the road will go through the middle of the forest. The next phrase is cut down something or cut something down. It means to reduce or to remove something completely. We need to cut down on sugar. This means we should eat less sugar. The workers cut down the old tree. This means they, chopped it and removed it. She cut down on spending to save money. This means she reduced how much she was buying. The next phrase is cut off. This means to stop something or to remove a connection. The storm cut off electricity in the town. This means the power stopped because of bad weather. She was cut off while talking on the phone. This means her call, was suddenly disconnected. The island was cut off from the mainland. This means there was no way to reach it easily. The next word is dairy. Dairy refers to milk products or places where milk is processed. I can't eat dairy because I'm allergic. This means I can't have milk, cheese, or yogurt. The dairy farm produces fresh milk daily. This means the farm, collects and sells milk. She bought dairy products like cheese and butter. This means she purchased food made from milk. The next word is damp. Damp means slightly wet. The clothes were still damp after washing. This means they were not fully dry yet. The air felt damp after the rain. This means it was, a little moist outside. The basement was cold and damp. This means the room felt wet and chilly. The next phrase is dare do something. This means to have the courage to do something difficult or risky. He didn't dare to speak. This means he was too afraid to say anything. Would you dare to jump into the cold water? This means, do you have the courage to do it? She dared to ask her boss for a raise. This means she bravely spoke about getting more pay. The next word is darkness. Darkness means the absence of light. The room was in complete darkness. This means there was no light at all. She was afraid of the darkness. This means she, felt scared when it was dark. Darkness fell as the sun set. This means the night slowly covered the sky. The next word is darling. Darling is a term of affection for someone you love. Good night, darling. This means a loving way to say good night. She called her cat my darling. This means she, really loved her pet. Darling, can you help me with this? This means she's talking sweetly to someone. The next word is dash. Dash means to run or move quickly. He dashed to catch the bus. This means he ran really fast. She made a dash for the exit. This means she, moved quickly to leave. Rain dashed against the window. This means the rain hit the glass suddenly. The next word is data. Data means facts or information collected for analysis. The company collects customer data. This means they gather details about buyers. The research is based on scientific data. This means it uses, factual information. We lost all the data on the computer. This means the files and information were deleted. The next word is database. A database is an organized collection of information. The school keeps student records in a database. This means they store information electronically. She searched the database for old articles. This means she, looked for stored information. The company updated its customer database. This means they refreshed their system with new details. The next phrase is date back. This means to have existed since a particular time in the past. The castle dates back to the 12th century. This means it was built a long time ago. These traditions date back hundreds of years. This means they, have been around for centuries. The painting dates back to the Renaissance. This means it was created during that time. The next phrase is Date from something. It means to originate from a specific time. The church dates from the 1800s. This means it was built in that century. This document dates from the war period. This means it, was written at that time. The house dates from the 19th century. This means it was constructed then. The next phrase is in the first place. In the first place means at the beginning or as the most important reason. Why didn't you tell me this in the first place? This means you're asking why they didn't mention it earlier. In the first place, we shouldn't have started this project. This means, you're saying it was a mistake from the start. In the first place, I didn't want to go. This means you're explaining the initial reason for not going. The next word is daughter-in-law. A daughter-in-law is your son's wife. My daughter-in-law is a great cook. This means your son's wife is really good at cooking. I get along well with my daughter-in-law. This means, you have a friendly relationship with her. She introduced me to her daughter-in-law. This means she showed you her son's wife. The next word is dawn. Dawn is the first light day, or the time when the sun rises. The birds start singing at dawn. This means they sing when the sun begins to rise. She woke up at dawn to watch the sunrise. This means she, woke up early in the morning. The sky was pink at dawn. This means the sky had a soft pink color when the sun came up. The next phrase is day by day. Day by day means gradually or a little bit each day. Day by day, he got better after the surgery. This means his health improved slowly over time. She's learning day by day. This means, she's getting better at something bit by bit. The project is progressing day by day. This means the work is moving forward slowly but steadily. The next phrase is little by little. Little by little means gradually or in small steps. Little by little, he saved money for a vacation. This means he saved a little each time. She improved her skills little by little. This means, she got better over time, step by step. They solved the problem little by little. This means they worked on the problem gradually. The next word is daylight. Daylight is the light from the sun during the day. We waited until daylight to leave. This means you waited until the sun was up. The house looks beautiful in the daylight. This means, it looks good in the natural light. We couldn't see anything without daylight. This means it was too dark to see anything without sunlight. The next word is daytime. Daytime is the time between morning and evening when it's light outside. The store is open during the daytime. This means the store is open when it's light out. She works during the daytime. This means, she works when the sun is up. Daytime is the best time for a walk. This means it's the best time to walk when it's light outside.